All right. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday evening? Usually at this time, I will do the Forex Weekly Outlook. Hang on one second. My microphone is like pinging. All right. There we go. So usually at this time, I do the Forex Weekly Outlook. But since we're able to go live, we're going to talk about Bitcoin as well. This morning during the members only live stream, I was talking about what I was looking for. You can find me at Twitter. If you're not following me at Twitter, make sure you do so. It's right here, at trade talk, trade_talk_, because sometimes, like, if I can't go to live and I'm looking at something specifically, I will put it out on Twitter. So, this is what we were talking about this morning. Let's get off of this and move on out. So basically, this move here told us something, right? If you've been following this channel for a long time, then you know that I was watching the 618 from the major decline down to this swing low. Simply because, I know for some of you this is going to sound like a broken record, but I must for the new subscribers. Simply because anybody that got long over here and did not get out up here on this 50% drawdown, it was actually like a 54% drawdown, they're not going to sell their positions. They're going to wait for the bounce back up to about the midpoint of this range, from this high to this low. That's why we were waiting to make sure we got a nice weekly close above that 618 retracement level. We did get that weekly close, right? Let me just pull this up real quick. It's not wanting to agree with me, but been watching Bitcoin all day yesterday, all day today. So here's the 618 retracement level. If we go out here to the weekly, you will simply see this small little itty bitty close above this. Now, a couple people asked me, are we looking for longs now that we got that closure above? And I said, no, traps exist. So we must wait and see how the next week reacts. If it trades down into this bearish candle's open, find support there, then absolutely you can look for longs. But this is what we got. We got a bearish engulfing on the weekly. So this weekly close above was simply nothing more but a trap. All right, let me turn off everything. Sorry. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to even do this. So I'm definitely not ready. Apologies. All right, so here we go. Now we had two massive moves to the downside. Well, they're not massive. This is massive, but this indicates something, right? What does it tell us? Well, it tells us that there is overhead supply sitting above this price at $51,000. Since we put in the... Oh, come on, man. I turned it off. I must have shut it down too quick. Sound off. Thank you. There we go. So, where was I? So professional. Anyways, we had this massive selling. So that tells us that there's overhead supply right here. You got follow through, continuation, and you closed below the low of this weekly candle. Now, I don't take entries like that. I wait for the higher probable setups, okay? The highest probable setup was to wait for Bitcoin to trade back up into a zone that we now know is supply since it traded away from that area. So any setups here would possibly be a decent setup. I took the short right there at the high tick at $48,000, and you can see we got more downside continuation. So that's essentially one leg of price to the downside, your recovery or consolidation or whatever you want to call it, and then your next impulse to the downside, corrective impulse. So that's two legs, little ones, but it is what it is. This week we are seeing support. So into support we go. Down here you have this daily support that was put in. Also, if you kick on your moving averages and all this stuff, all right, you can see that there is absolutely support here. This purple moving average is the 200 EMA. These are usually good buying spots in an uptrend market. So why did Bitcoin explode to the upside? Okay, I'm going to tell you. First and foremost, I dug up every single thing that I could look for bullish news for Bitcoin. We had none. So what we discussed this morning in this morning's live stream was this is nothing more but a short squeeze. Why is this a short squeeze? Well, let's go into this simple little tool that TradingView offers called the bar replay. Here you go. So let it adjust my internet. Here we go. So here's support down here. Notice how your RSI is down below the 50. Anything below the 50 indicates bearish momentum. Anything above the 50 indicates bullish momentum. Here's your 200 exponential moving average. We knew that support was down here without indicators because of the strategy that I have and that I use on a daily basis. So we weren't looking for any new shorts down here. You can see multiple tests of support with the inability to close a daily candle below this level. This indicates that you can see some buying pressure step back up into the market. So basically, when I shorted from here, I took profits on the move down. On this move up again, I took another short position, which then lowered my cost basis to above this high, right around $45,000. I set a stop loss at the exact amount of the entry short, so this way I was only risking unrealized P&L if price traded back up to my now lowered cost basis entry. But I told everybody I was going to let it ride to see if we do get this breakdown. I was expecting it. We did not get it. So the very next day this occurred. Boom. This is resistance. So let's get away from support. Your daily closes on bullish candles will be your resistance levels. Here is a break above resistance right here. So this tells people that, something's going on here. But the reason you had such a massive explosion of price to the upside is because people shorted into this. You're trading back up into the 50, which is a generally good spot for people to start looking for short entries. They were probably shorting here or at this wick or here at this support or resistance, apologies. You also have several moving averages right here that would also be indicative of possible resistance. So people put their shorts in here looking for Bitcoin to continue to the downside to create this little corrective impulse move, looking for this to be a corrective phase back impulse to the downside. Everybody's short, but not me. I'm exiting my short position because we closed above resistance. Okay, so I exited that position at about 10% of profit. So I am now looking to see what price does. Now, the next thing you have here, boom, this is your short squeeze, getting above all your moving averages, getting above your 50, getting above resistance and another resistance. You have to look at it as what it is. It's just a short squeeze. This is not so much buying as it is short liquidating. All right. And you also do have FOMO buying going on here. Everybody's looking for Bitcoin to hit $500 million by the first of the year, I guess. So this is what you have what it is. Now, what I discussed this morning on the live streams or on this on the live stream, we have three areas of liquidity in the market right now that are still there. First, you have this low that was put in. This is an area of liquidity. There are stops under this. This is an area of liquidity. There are stops above that. And this is an area of liquidity. All right. Where are we now? And basically what I said this morning on the live stream is I want to wait until we either get a push up above this liquidity area, and then I want to see a rejection. If that happens, then that could indicate that they are just running the stops above these swing highs and they are looking to head lower. When I say they, I'm talking about the algorithms or the buyers or the sellers or whatever you want to call them. Just this is the way price works. So we pushed up. We have stopped all these people out. Now we are getting a slight bearish reaction from this, but it is nothing that you want to get too quick and in a hurry about. Because here's the thing. Here is that purge. This is taking out all the stops. Nice, big, strong, solid candle doing it. Then you have a pullback candle. This is FOMO here. People buying, expecting continuation. Very next candle, boom, straight down to support. Down here is actual support from this breakout move. This is a 2-hour chart. There is no other supports on any higher time frames. Your breakout candle was a very big candle. So what I am looking for is I want to see how Bitcoin reacts once it takes out this liquidity. Does it immediately reverse and start making lower highs and lower lows on an hourly time frame? If it does, I will be looking for shorts and I will be targeting this liquidity down here. Not this one first. First, I will be attacking this one because these are nice little lows. Notice how none of these lows go below this line. This is a trap. This is perfect setup right here, making people think that Bitcoin's actually bullish when indeed it has been bearish for the last several weeks. Okay? So if this continues to reject and get way below this support, then I will be looking for a pullback, for price to retrace back up into a support zone or a supply zone or wherever, and then I will be looking to execute shorts back down to this area, $40,000, because that's where all the stops are here. Now, if Bitcoin does not reject here, this is not a massive rejection. It is showing rejection. I am not going to sit here and say this isn't rejection. You have completely retraced the breakout candle. That's good. This is what we want to see for rejection. But we don't want to just FOMO in short here either, because Bitcoin can absolutely come down, take out this wick low, and then go straight back up. We do not know who's in control of this market yet. All right. And until we know that, we're going to have to set on our hands. The higher probable ways to trade these big moves is to simply wait until the market gives you its hand, until it shows you what it's doing. Right now, this is just getting people's worked up, ready to go, see what's going to happen next. Is Bitcoin going to keep going? Is it going to find support? Or is it going to break down? So this is what we're waiting on. This is support. Remember this hourly wick here. If price gets down below that, we then want to see it trade up and find resistance. If it does not, if it continues higher, then you can look for this area up here to be the next possible zone for Bitcoin to trade to. That's $52,900. My thinking is you're not going to see that. And the simple reason is because this is a lot of selling. This is a lot of selling. You had consolidation. Here's a wick low. There's a stop out on that wick low. Here's your next area of resistance up here, or liquidity. You got another run on that, then you went up and took those people out. See how the market just loves messing with intraday traders, stopping them out left and right. Little impulse move to the upside to clear out any liquidity resting above these highs. Then you got your actual move. This is when I got short. All right. So I'm basically looking for the same thing. Now, will I nail the top in this situation? No, I will not. But what I will do is I will be situated in a pretty decent spot to go wherever it wants to go. All right, so that's first and foremost. We are getting a reaction, and it's a quite, decent little reaction up here. So this is what we want to see if we're looking for short side setups. If we're looking for long setups, you need to get down here and find support on a closing basis, on at least a 4-hour closing basis. You haven't even closed the 4 hours since you went up, closed the 4 hour above that level. This is your pullback. You've got 2.5 hours left on, or 2 hours and 17 minutes left on this candle. This candle can find support here. All right, it doesn't have to go lower. We want to see this candle break below support, close below support, find resistance, and then give us another impulse leg to the downside. Then we can look for possible shorts. If this area holds and you get a daily close above this swing high tomorrow, then you're going to be looking for 52,900 to be your target for the upcoming couple weeks. All right. I'm just leaning towards the downside because of this increased selling that we've seen, follow through, and another impulse to the downside. Professional sellers do not sell lows. They do not short the lows. They do not sell at lows. They need price to get back up above specific areas, so that way they have a decent enough risk to reward to apply more risk in order to target their areas. So now you're setting at a pretty decent risk to reward to get back down to those lows, if indeed you start getting that way, right? This thing isn't going to just drop down here tonight or tomorrow or the next day. This is something that's going to probably take the majority of this week. Also, I discussed this morning, I do not care about this weekly close because we're already above price. The weekly close is in 2 hours and 16 minutes, the same time as you get that. So right here is weekly resistance. Here, let me get rid of all the lines as to not confuse you guys. There's a bunch of stuff I got to say here. All right, so this is weekly resistance right here. So a weekly close above that would indicate what? Bullishness. Absolutely. Let me go back to the chart that set off my whole selling perspective. was this 2-week chart right here. So in order for me to get bullish, I need to see Sunday, not tonight, next Sunday, close above this resistance. If we're not closing above that on a 2-week closing basis, I am not looking for longs. This is the zone. All right, now let's go back to the weekly and I will show you this. Here's your weekly resistance right now. So a close above that would absolutely look bullish. I wouldn't doubt it a bit if Bitcoin doesn't close just a little bit above it. If it closed down below it, then hey, that's just one more thing. But over here, if you look before the fall, before the 50% retracement that we had on Bitcoin, right? Here was resistance on this week here. Look what happened on the next week. You had a close above. So this looks like a resistance break and a resistance hold. You even closed above support or supply. So this got everybody bullish. And then poof, there's the dump right there. Traps exist, right? Traps exist. The next Sunday candle, the next Sunday close will be vital, in my opinion, to determine which direction Bitcoin is most likely to head next. Okay? So I don't want you to get the wrong idea and think that I'm extremely bearish on Bitcoin, because I'm not. I'm a trader. I look for these little hints in price to tell me where my next position will be. So I'm absolutely not bearish on Bitcoin. But you can see that you are getting a slight rejection. Not only is this weekly resistance, you also have this weekly supply zone above you too. So you're probably going to see a little bit of resistance here. The thing was that wick. This high. That's the trigger. That right there is what's going to tell me what's going on next. So you can see already on the daily you have a bearish engulfing so far. You got 2 hours left before the close. But as of right now, you have taken out the high of your previous day's candle, which was nothing more than a consolidation candle. You have also taken out the low of that candle, and that just happened. Okay, that just happened right now. All right? So, that's that. Excuse me. Let me see here. AC 500 million is low, LOL, right? Okay, so we're going to move on real quick. Let's go over here. Nope, I want to stay on this before we look at anything Forex. Where is Luna? Luna's right here. So Luna USD, nice big strong day, right? Taking out overhead supply, going up, stopping anybody out there. This is your resistance level at $43.35. That's daily resistance. However, your all-time high was $44.56. And you can see you have nicely went up there and took that out. Now, this was pretty heavy selling on Luna as well, taking out daily support levels to the downside and then instantly reversing, going back up, finding support and taking out the high. This looks more bullish than it does bearish to me, but if Bitcoin starts to fall, most of your altcoins will do the same. All right? So anticipating what may be occurring, I did take a scalp on Luna just a minute ago when this candle here traded up into this hourly resistance level. So I'm going to drop this line here to show you what I'm talking about right here. So on this push up above hourly resistance, I took a short and my stop is setting right above that wick, this wick here. So if it does reverse and come back, I'm good to go, right? You can see we are trading back below hourly support. We haven't closed down there yet, but we are trading below there. So this could be indicative of what may be coming or may not. But I did take a short position on this, anticipating Bitcoin to have a slight bearish reaction up above that swing high. All right, a close above it on the daily is what you need in order for bullish price action to continue. All right. We just start. Yeah, we started a minute ago. We've been basically just talking. TA is BS, says Ismail Nikifikar. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, my friend. Why are you even here if that's the case? I love it when people come in here and tell me that TA is bullcrap when I literally post like 5-0 trades every single week. 4-1, or 4-1, 3-1, 5-0, 4-0, 4-1. Yeah, it's absolutely garbage. If you want to learn how to analyze the markets, stick around. If you think TA is garbage, kick rocks. It's as simple as that. Do you think silver can rise from the dead? What does price action tell you? Let's go look at silver. I don't think I have it on a list. So let me just pull it up. XAU. Oh, no, that's XAG USD. It looks like it is trying to, right? You got a little bit of a bounce, but this is coming off the dollar pullback that we seen Friday and Thursday. So this is the thing. Once you put in a low like this, you're taking out most of your lower lows. Let me see. Did you get below this? Yes. All right. So your high probable short is done. The reason for this is because this is your lowest swing low. So this is the bearish target. All right. And all of this price you see here, this wick low is your lowest area. So that's where all the long stops are, which long stops are what? They're stop losses in the form of a sell order. So by default, that makes you a seller at a lower price. Okay, so that's always a target. I would much rather sell my long position, I would rather buy my long position back from you at a lower price. So price attacked that. So now you're seeing a little bit of a bullish bounce coming out of here because they're taking off profits. This is a profit taking move. When you get below a massive swing low like that, the high probable trade is gone. The high probable trade was at one of these swing highs looking for shorts down to there. Now once you hit that, you can see that everybody's shedding that position. They're closing it out. And also you got buyers sitting down there because people know that you generally will get bounces in these kind of areas. So they're just looking to take a 2 or 3 day pop up off of that support zone. So basically what you have to do on silver is you're going to have to give it a day or two. First and foremost, you have daily resistance right there at $22.69. You didn't get up into it Friday, but you did take out this bearish candle, the entire thing. So there's the open. Friday you closed above it. So you have essentially wiped out this entire bearish move. So basically price is going to be in price discovery now. It's going to bang back and forth in between support and resistance zones. Probably on the lower time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour support and resistance zones until the dollar decides what it's going to do. All right, a lot of more qualified fundamental analysts expect dollar strength. All right, they're expecting pound weakness, euro weakness. So, and like I said, they're far more qualified than I am. So I'm not going to question what they have to say. I'm a price action analyst, and it keeps me on the right side of the market for the most part. And I'm short Euro USD, or was. I'm thinking about closing that position pretty soon because we're coming into support. You took out all of these swing lows down here, so the liquidity resting below there is gone. So that was the high probable trade. Now we have to wait for price to discover which way it wants to go again. If you got dollar strength, you're going to see euro weakness, but I'm short from, I can't remember exactly where because I deleted it. I want to say it's up here, not this swing high, but this section here. And then I'm long on the pound at the quarter. Oh yeah, I think I'm there too. Let me go over here to the quarterly. Let me see this real quick. I don't know about on euro, but I do know obviously my broker page is not pulled up, so I can't just go look. But on the pound quarterly, I am short at this quarterly open. All right, at this quarterly open. So that puts my short entry there. Right here at this white line. This is where I'm short on the pound. So if we go into the daily and spread it out, you can see where I got short on the pound. I got short on this bullish day here. So that trade has already paid me very, very well a couple times. I'm probably going to go ahead and exit that position as well because as you can see, you have taken out all the swing lows all the way to here. All right, you even got below that a little bit and that one. So the next one is this one. So you can see that there's a pretty good size range of price there. So what we're looking for on the pound is for a possible pullback, and it can pull back as far as this quarterly open here. You can see there's a nice little wick touch there as well. So that is kind of sort of confirming that as resistance, or was confirming it as support. You go back into the intraday or the daily chart, that level is right here at 1.36659. So watch that level and see if that level becomes resistance in the future. I don't see it happening anytime soon. These ranges generally take time. If you look at how this price has been trading from here to here, so what is that? July the 1st, when you put this bearish candle in, you basically traded sideways from then, July the 1st, until September the 16th. You've been in a sideways range. So if you go back to the quarterly and look, well, the quarterly closed red. Well, that red range, that quarterly range expansion came from the last 5 days. You see what I mean? There's the last 5 days of the bearish quarterly that we just closed Thursday. So it could take time for price to get back up in there, to test it as resistance. And like I can't tell what the future is going to bring, so I don't know if that area even will hold as resistance, but that would be probably a good spot to look for possible resistance. But yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. The dollar, if it continues higher, silver's going to keep going lower. And so will euro, pound, gold, anything basically that trades against the dollar. Yep, haters gonna hate. Absolutely. It's all good. Let me scroll up just a bit so we can see what's going on here. Would you please do an analysis on SNX USDT? Yeah, let's go look at it. This is another one that's been just flying. Where is it? It's down here somewhere. There it is. SNX. Well, no, it hasn't been flying. Sorry. I'm thinking I get AXS, AVAX, and SNX all confused. It looks like it's coming into resistance, which is in the form of a supply zone at $10.92. You traded above it here, traded above it yesterday and today, and now you're heading lower. All right. It's not a massive rejection. You're still trading as an inside day. And since your previous 3 days were bullish, inside days can be good spots to look for possible bullish continuation. Right? If it finds support and keeps going higher, these will probably do the same. If Bitcoin falls, these will probably do the same. So right now we know that it is holding resistance at $10.92. If you're bullish on this, you need to see a daily closure above that at the very least. All right. As long as you're not closing above that, then you need to probably look for bullish entries lower if you're bullish. What is wrong with this thing? I keep hearing it glitch out. I'm not dropping any frames, so I don't know what's going on. Alright, so yeah, right now SNX trading as an inside day. It's not really giving you any direction. Alright, inside days is when you trade inside the previous day's range. The candle's range is from, in a bullish candle, low to high. It's not just the body, guys. The body only indicates where it opened and where it closed. The wick high and the wick lows indicate the entire range of that daily price action. So yesterday, this is your entire daily price range. You can see that today you have not taken out the high nor the low. So that means you were simply trading inside of yesterday's range of price, which is indicative of choppy price action or consolidation, right? So like I said, you were bullish. If you start taking out this low down here with this, then it wouldn't look so good. You did get a nice bullish bounce, but your overall structure screams bearish because you took out support to the downside, had a small bounce, came back in, took out support again to the downside, another small bounce. So you need to get above this swing before I would even start looking for bullish entries on this asset. As of right now, it looks like they're probably trying to short it. Market seems totally manipulated. It is manipulated. It's manipulated by every single person that buys and sells, and it's also manipulated by rich people and governments and you name it, dude. It's manipulated. But you can learn how to trade in the manipulation. You can learn how to trade with the manipulation. It's absolutely possible. You just got to be patient and very, 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 well, you need to have a lot of self-control, I guess. The word that I'm looking for escaped me. But yeah, it's possible. No alert, rough. Yeah, I apologize about that, my friend. Can you have a look at NG natural gas futures? Yeah, I'll try to pull it up. I tried to pull this up the other day. I don't trade it. I don't trade gas futures or any American futures, really. So you said /NG. NG1. That's not doing anything. NGX 2020, NG2. Let me just try NG1 or /! Is that anything? No. NG exclamation. No. I don't know. I need the exact ticker. /NG just pulls up a bunch of stuff that's useless. It doesn't do anything when I click it. It just pulls up all this. Right? It's not doing anything. So I might not have data for it. So apologies. Thank you for the super chat, Janet Swift. Let me see here. TA, it's true. TA is useless. We're all just super lucky. Well, I got news for you guys. To be honest with you, man, I don't watch or listen to any YouTuber that I don't want to. I mean, if you think you're super lucky, then you've got bigger issues. You shouldn't even be trading. If you can't see the skill, if you can't see the fact that it isn't about luck, it's about hard work, time, dedication, effort, many times of failing over and over and over again. If you can't handle any of that, then you're in the wrong business. All right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're going to get rich off of it. You think it's garbage anyway, so why are you here? Come on, man. I would hate to think that everybody that listens to me or follows my advice thinks that I just get lucky over and over and over and over again for the last 3 years. I just consistently get super lucky. I love you guys, but come on. You gotta hit me harder than that, baby. Alright, anyways. You can learn something here, my friend. I promise you. You just gotta have an open mind and a lot of patience. And self-control. Discipline. You know, all the things that makes any successful entrepreneur successful. Support and resistance lines are random. If you want proof, just drop a random horizontal line with your eyes closed. You will get a bunch of support and resistances. No, untrue, my friend. Here is support. Your daily close is support until you get a daily close below it. That's not some random line. If you close your eyes and do that, then yeah, you will get a bunch of nonsense garbage around it. But my strategy is absolutely proven. It's not a joke. It's not fake, and it's not luck. Support is your daily closes. Resistance is your daily opens until you get above it on a daily closing basis. Here's resistance. There's a close. Look at this. You came back in, tested it, did not close below it. Boom, straight to the upside. You just have been learning from the wrong people. I guess. I don't know. I'm glad you're here because now you're going to find something out. What's Bitcoin doing? Because I got my eyes on it. It's still green on the day. See this? Don't get too crazy yet, guys. Don't get too crazy on your shorts. You got to close below these support levels. You definitely got to get below them before you start looking for shorts. See this? You're still trending to the upside on your closing. Here's your bearish closes here. See them? You're trending up on your bearish closes, which could be indicative of more strength. You need to get below all that before you start looking for shorts. I'll let you know when I'm ready to start looking for entries. I'm not yet. It's not going to be today. Possibly not even tomorrow. Excuse me. Natural gas futures price action view. Any entries? Yeah, I need the ticker, AC. I don't know the ticker for natural gas. I apologize. Proven skills here. Yeah, they are. Have you got a video for your candlestick analysis? I do. It's an older one. I'm working on a new one. Here, let me pull it up over here on this monitor. Give me 1 second and I'll drop a link for you. I have a beginner playlist that says if you're a beginner, start here. And it's a bunch of basically tutorial videos explaining the way that I analyze price. I'll drop the whole playlist in there. And then you can look through the playlist and find the one that says the 3 candlestick formations. Because there's only 3. Inside, outside, and trending candles. Apologies, I'm trying to read. Alright, so here we go. That looks like that'll work. Let me pop it over here, drop it in for you. So, yeah. There's a bunch of really good info right there. That'll get you started. Thank you, Shane. I try to keep it lighthearted. Let me see. Let me go back up, make sure I didn't forget anything. What about Adam Cosmos holding? Yeah, a lot of people are looking for Cosmos to go much, much higher. I'm not really familiar with it, but I have been looking into it. And a lot of people are calling $100 on this asset. Now, I don't have any physical proof that it will go there. And obviously, that's not how investing works. You don't invest in something that you know will go up. That's why you take the risk. You're taking the risk because you don't know if it will go up. And if it does, then you get paid off for your risk. Nobody knows what's ever going to happen in the markets. You can analyze price and you can be hands down one of the best analysts on the planet. That still will not make you a profitable trader. Becoming a profitable trader has much more into it. Self-control, patience, discipline. You have to set up rules and follow those rules. These are the things that make you consistently profitable. But it's range bound. So here is your range on this one. All right. Since you put in this little pop to the upside, this is your old all-time highs here. So you can see how price got really volatile once it went up and broke out above there. Put in these 2 bullish candles and then 2 bearish candles, basically reversing price. So this swing low and this swing high, these are your 2 targets. So you're basically in the middle of this range. You need to wait. If you're bullish, you're going to be looking for a support test. This is support. Not because I said it is, because price did. There's your bearish close. There's your wick below, close above, wick below, close above. This is objective support. And you have seen a bounce. The problem is you are trading into objective supply. This bullish candle's open. You can see here on this bullish candle that it was resistance, and then you got bearish continuation from a resistance test. So you are testing that again to see if it wants to hold as resistance this time. Chances are, if Bitcoin goes up, this is too. And your bullish target will be 44.76. All right? You just need to find an entry point. And I can't tell you where that is because I don't know the future. But what I would do is I would watch intraday prices supports to see if they hold. All of them, right? All of them. See if one of them holds. If you do get a bullish reaction, then you're looking to take an entry when price trades back into the midpoint of that bullish reaction. Use the bullish reaction as a stop loss. Doesn't mean it will work, but that's how you trade. So here, I'll explain it on Luna. We're already here talking about it. All right. So I don't know that Luna is going to go lower. It's obviously bullish. All the technical indicators scream bullish. This thing just took out the all-time highs today, which is generally bullish, right? So I don't know that it's going to go lower. I took the short in anticipation that Bitcoin might see a rejection at that area. And if it does, then these will fall. So here's objective hourly resistance. We put in this bearish reaction from this hourly objective resistance. There is your bearish reaction on the trade back up into what I already know is resistance, I took entry, put my stop above that wick high, and as you can see, I am on the right side of the market for now. Now, generally, when I take my day trades, I will always take profits at support. Here is support. And if I throw on my little thing here to show you my trade, just how it worked, here I go. Wick, that's my stop. Here's where I wanted to take profits. That's a 3-to-1 risk to reward at the support. But I haven't done that yet because I went live. I was getting anxious about Bitcoin and I wanted to jump out there and tell everybody what to look for. So we're trading back into old support, this bearish close. If this candle closes above it, then I might think about shedding half of that position or 75% of it, dropping my stop down to break even, which would then say, hey, I just took profits out of a successful trade. And if price comes all the way back and stops me out, it was still a successful trade. I still did my job. I still managed risk. I still took my money. So it's all good. So we're going to have to see how it plays out from here. But generally, when we trade into the support, that's where you want to take your profits. You want to take them, then move your stop to break even because you can get massive bounces from support, from profit taking and new entries going long in those areas. But yeah, Adam, they're claiming higher, but you're in a range. There's nothing I can tell you about it. I don't know, right? I can't even see a setup because you're in the middle of the range. Intraday, there's really nothing on it either. This one I was watching DYDX this morning because it did have a bounce at support, and I took that trade and I had to close it out because I was about to go red on it. I'd never let a red or a green trade turn red. Where is DYDX? I'll show you what I was talking about. So this morning we bounced from this support. This is old 2-hour resistance over here. Let me drop into the 2-hour chart so you can clearly see that bullish close. That's resistance until this one broke above it. We traded into it last night, could not get down there, got a bounce. So when we traded back into it again tonight, or this morning, I was looking for a bounce. We got the bounce, and then as you can see, it traded right back down. Once a couple hours into resistance, I didn't get to take it. I was looking for this resistance up here. That's where I would have taken profits. You can see we didn't get there, and then we got 2 bearish candles. My entry was down here, so I didn't close out the trade red, but it wasn't as good as it was when it was up here. When it was up here, I was like 10, 11% in profit, but I didn't take it off because I was waiting for that. So that's what happens. You can't see the future, but you can absolutely build a plan and a strategy to consistently take money out of these markets. There's buildings on Wall Street that are skyscrapers, and there's hundreds of them. If you think technical analysis don't work, that's how they built those buildings. So, yeah, it works. You just got to know what you're looking for. Okay, where supplies are very low for a shorter winter. If the supplies or the stockpiles are very low, yeah, it might be getting ready to gear up for a nice move. But I just need the ticker. Let me scroll down and see if you gave it. NG1. Got you. Let me see here. / NG exclamation. There it is. OTC? Or is it 1? NG exclamation. So let's go look at it. OTC. This is not pulling up either. What's going on? Let me see here. I don't know. I don't know why it won't let me pull that up. Maybe I have to pay for that. I don't know. Let me do this. Just bear with me one moment. Let's try this. November contract. Let's see if this works. Nothing. NGX21. This is what we want right here. November. This is the front month contract. Perfect. Got it. All right, let's see. What did you say the price was? So $5. Got it. This is what we're looking for. So it's been bullish. I don't know why. I guess it's just a month long worth of price action, but you can see that it has been bullish. This is your daily chart. It did break out. I wish I had all the data on this, but I can work with this. Daily support is here for now at 566, but since you had a trade away from it and you're right back at it again, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to fall. There are no supports. I mean, that one big one there. This will be the next area that you can look for here. It also ties in pretty nice and tidy with this 8-hour resistance level there. So that's the level that I would watch for a bounce at least, 527. See how that bullish 8-hour candle closed. Never mind the gap, because you have an open above resistance. That does not mean resistance is broken. It means price gapped up there. From this close to that open, there was a gap, but you can see that price traded down, found support down here. There's your bounce. Notice how the first time you traded back into it, it held for at least one session, 8 hours. Then you got your bounce above. So if you take out this swing low, next area of support would be $5.27. Here's 8-hour support. So watch that level and then watch this level if you're looking for bullish entries. 8-hour closures below each one of those levels means the trade is void. You're not looking for bullish entries at that point. It is in a steep ascension, right? Nice climb to the upside. But that's all the data I have because I can't, for some reason, get into it. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah. I mean, it's just bullish. It's like a crypto, right? You've had a massive move to the upside, so you definitely want it to find support. I mean, your moving averages and everything's going to show bullish. You do have a little bit of bearish divergence on the RSI. I don't really care about divergence. I just want to know where it is in regards to the 50 area. That lets me know who's in control, bulls or bears. And then pull up the EMAs. You can see how they're all nice and sprawled out like this, fanned out. It's really bullish. It's really bullish. But you might get this. This might play out. If you take out this low, you might see a push down into that area, the $5 mark. Daily support's $5. So look for that. I don't trade with moving average, or I don't take entries based on moving averages, but some people do. So yeah, I think you're right in looking around the $5 area. Use the manipulation against them by using the same tricks. Exactly. When you look for a break of structure, are wicks enough on you're looking for the candle close? Thanks in advance. Stream lurker. It just depends on what I'm looking for. Like if I'm looking for, okay, for instance on Bitcoin, for me to get bullish on Bitcoin, I need to see a close above this wick. All right, this is a market structure swing high. So yes, we have already taken out that market structure swing high. But if you can't close back above it, then this is indicative of them selling up to all the higher buyers, right? Higher buyers are in the form of short stop losses, and you also have breakout traders that will buy or put a stop limit order, a stop limit buy above this wick, looking for when the breakout happens for price to continue. So there's a lot of higher buyers up here. Smart money likes to sell into higher buyers, right? I love to sell all my goods to buyers that want to buy it at a higher price. So that's why we wait. So once you take out this swing high of higher buyers, once you've tapped into that, you then need a day or two to see what happens after. What kind of reaction do you get after? If you get a pretty good sized sell-off, then that's pretty indicative of sellers selling to these higher buyers. If price trades back up and closes a daily above that, then that basically tells you that the buying is more aggressive than the selling at that price, which on this feed is 48,800. So that's why we're going to wait and see what happens. So now you have daily resistance there. You're coming back up at 1 hour and 40 minutes to test it. All right, there. So this was red, but you can see now that it's green again. So it's pulled back. So now it's looking for, it's in price discovery. There is daily. That's your daily resistance level. So your hourly is testing it right now to see if it wants to hold. Would I enter there on a short? No, because price can trade all the way back up to the hourly resistance, right? That's a wide stop. I'm looking for surgical entries to get my stop smaller, therefore making my position size bigger. So that means the profit's quicker. I don't need such a massive move to make, 1 or 2% on an initial position. Yeah, it does. I agree, Nick. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Good night, guys. Good night, Ricardo. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support as well. Juice says 2 streams in 1 day. Sunday fun day. Yeah. I've not been able to do the evening streams for the past couple weeks, but it was working fine today, so run with it. Facts, he says Shane. Thanks, Shane, my friend. DXY, yes, let's go look at it. So I used the DXY in an example today. Let's do that again live for everybody to see why and how I trade the way that I trade. So looking at the hourly, right? Let's go over here to bar replay one more time. You guys can do it. I mean, if you pay for TradingView, you can do it down to the hourlies. If you're using the free TradingView plan, I think you can still use it on dailies. It's the best tool live. It essentially allows you to backtest without having sophisticated software. So you can see, like, in the last several days, because these are hourly candles, so you have multiple days here, 17, 16, 15. So you got like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks of price action here, and you can basically see how price is basically drifting to the upside. Now, here it puts in hourly support and trades away from it. But on this day in particular, we knew that the FOMC was speaking at 2:30. The initial report comes out at 2, and then at 2:30, you get the press conference. So if we know that liquidity, markets are searching for liquidity, always taking out old highs and old lows. This is about 3 days worth of price action. Here is your range, your price range. If we get to the day of the news, you'll see, boom, here. You stretched all the way down, smoked the liquidity underneath of price, and smoked the liquidity above price. There. Here's your new range. Boom. Boom. Right? So now the liquidity is below this wick low and above that wick high. And you can just do this yourself. Right? We go up, take out this stop there. So now there's where the liquidity is. So the market's in search of liquidity. Pause it. Look what it did. Traded right down through just a tiny wick below that. So when you put in this high, you took it out the next hour. Then here you took it out. So that moves the bar up a little bit. So now this is your market. This is your, well, no, sorry. Now this is. So here's your bearish targets, your bullish targets. And just do this over and over and over again until you decide, or until you see the pattern, and then you can figure out how to build a strategy around that. That's all I've done. But I have simplified it over the years and years and years to basically help teach people how to do it. And for free, I might add. I'm not charging for this stuff. So here it goes. And once you get above, when you do stuff like this, that's when you basically see your big range expansion to the upside for like the weeks. There it is. Boom. Right? And this is also when price just basically took off and squeezed the shorts. Here you go. So now price is found a high. So let's go out and look at the daily, and I'll show you what we're looking for. Moving on into the dollars future. So here's your breakout candle, right? This was the range. You can just look at dailies and see that it does it. It's constantly taking out daily highs and daily lows. So those are our targets as an intraday trader. We're looking to take out old daily highs, old daily lows. So you're just seeing a pullback. Most of the fundamental analysts are saying they're looking for dollar strength. Here's old dollar resistance. Let me pull it out bigger for anybody on the mobile. Here's your daily resistance level that has not been broke out above yet. That's $94.57. You did take out this resistance level, and that's when you basically turned around. So you have taken out all these swings. This is your last swing. So basically what we're looking for is looking for price to trade down and find support. All right. Don't see nothing on the hourly. Here is 4-hour support. So since the bulls have the bears on their backs, basically anybody that got short has been closing out their short positions. It's likely that we may see some bullish continuation, but price will trade down until it finds support. Once it finds support, then it'll be in like price discovery for a few hours or days. And then you can look for bullish entries and you'll be targeting 94.57. When do you stop looking for bullish entries? Well, if you take out this swing low all the way down here, right? Because that's a pretty good piece of distance away. If you do that, then you're probably going to have to give it a minute. See how this is your last swing low on the daily. So this is our bullish and bearish targets for the DXY for the days to come. 94.57 is the bullish target. 92.98 will be our bearish target if price continues lower. But right now, I am more looking towards bullish dollar. I'm in the wrong business, accounting. Well, hopefully I can help you with that, my friend. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, the lucky man, laid down and died. Not quite sure what that means. Link for you, NG. Gotcha. Fade the trolls. I'm not a trader. Not my temperament, but I follow TAs who have proven skills. Thank you, my friend. Well, you've been here for a while, so you must see something that's worth learning. Have you got a video for your candle analysis? Yeah, oh, wow, I'm way behind. Sorry, guys. This thing glitches out, so there I am. Can I look at HUT? Thanks. TA is next level. Yeah, let's go look at HUT. I just looked at this not too long ago. Let me just make sure. Those are all old levels. Alright, so it is just HUT. Massive lines here for some reason. Let's get rid of them. So there is a wick high way up there. Big, strong, bullish breakout move to the upside. You came down, you found support, and you have moved higher. So did you take out daily support? You did, right? But traps exist. And stocks can be very, very gappy, so it's difficult. But there is your two breaks below support. So now what you have to do is you have to look to see if you find supply somewhere. So that would have to be here. All right, because that's your last bullish close. See how price trades down, breaks down below support, then you get a bounce, but you don't go much higher than this area here. And then what happens? Immediately you gap down. So this is the supply here. All right, at $10.15. We know that because the trend was moving down the 3 days right here. Down day, bullish reversal. Bullish reversal, or not a reversal, but bullish continuation. And then the drop. Boom. So as of right now, the sellers are in control for the near term, for this stuff here. So you're going to get above this swing high, already did on Friday. This is where I'd look to see if resistance holds. I would not be looking for bullish entries anywhere up here. Okay? So basically what you need is you need a pull back down close to support if you are bullish, if you think it's going to go higher. Everything looks like you can in fact go higher, right? As far as technical indicators go. Yeah, so look for a support test. Intraday support or daily support. Right now, what I see is here or here. You can watch this level for possible support or this level for possible support if you're looking for this target. I wouldn't be looking much higher than that because we know the sellers kicked in on this day, because on this day you traded up and then the next day, poof, straight down. So you know this is where the sellers are setting. So if I was looking for bullish, I'd be trying to get entries close to here and then only targeting that. But I don't know if I would either. You did take out resistance to the upside with Friday's close. So a nasty reversal or a nasty bearish candle, if it comes down fast and hard, I definitely wouldn't look for bullish entries. But a nice, slow, methodical push lower, then you can possibly look for support and run higher. But this is going to be your range for next week. So, yeah. Not much to do on it. I mean, it looks bullish from the indicators, but yeah, the beginners playlist can help out a lot. I'm going to add more content to it. I just really haven't had time. Can I look at algo? Absolutely. I got it right here on the top of my orange list because this was one of the things that I was trading most of. You can see it basically broke out about that, but you know, it doesn't really matter. It's into daily resistance. Still strong today. Look at this. It's Bitcoin's break above and come down hasn't affecting algo at all. Algo is still strong. You're trading into resistance. Looks like it wants to break that wick high there. See what happens once you take that out. Maybe then you get your little bit of a pullback. But there's nothing to do. You can't buy into resistance like this because it can hold. But if you're looking for longs and you want to look for longs back at the old area of price, that was absolutely resistance. Right? This bullish close was resistance. Couldn't close above here. Couldn't close above here. Couldn't close above here. Finally, this is your break and your breakout. Right? This is your breakout above resistance. Closes above it, then you're looking for a possible support check of this level again. That level holds on a 4-hour closing basis, then your target is this. And that's only if you don't get that target tonight. Right? If you trade up above the target, then your next target is going to be these wicks. So, yeah, there's really nothing to do with it right now. It's situated pretty strong. Bitcoin's at daily resistance. There. So we'll see. An hour and 28 minutes left on the close. Important stuff for Bitcoin right now for the next few weeks, guys. Grilling and beers. Nice. Love grilling and beers. People chatting about inverse head and shoulders on Bitcoin. Don't see it. I don't see an inverse head and shoulders either. No, I don't. I'm not a pattern trader, though, so I don't care about head and shoulders, teacup handles, or none of that stuff. I think it's useless. Right? I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm just saying I could never get any traction with it at all. Thank you, baby. XRP. Oh, wait, let's see here. Win-win for you. Thank you, my friend. Where was I just at? This thing just glitched out on me again. As far as head and shoulders goes, maybe if I turn my head sideways, I don't know, maybe this, and this, but still, I don't. So basically, instead of just looking for an inverse head and shoulders in that mess, just draw a trend line. Tack it from this high here, because that's going to be your neckline on anything, on any chart pattern here. Okay? So whatever chart pattern anybody sees in this mess, this is probably their neckline. So you definitely need a break and close above that, and that would be confirmation of a breakout above the neckline. Daily supply is right there. But if Bitcoin trades back all the way to that daily supply, chances are it's probably going to go higher. This is the area at which, if Bitcoin's going to roll over, it would do it, right? In my opinion. Of course, this is just my opinion. But yeah, just tack if you're looking for that to break an inverse head and shoulders, tack the April 14th high over here to September 7th high. And there's your neckline for any sideways head and shoulders or whatever. So hopefully that helps. Drew has way more to it. Yeah. Victor, I wanted to ask you about that. He doesn't pattern trade, but there's definitely a pattern forming on the Wednesday starting from the big down early September. So this over here or here. Oh, you're talking about in here? Oh, well, yeah, well, okay, so this would be a shoulder, this would be a head, but basically you need for price to trade, stay here. This is going to be your neckline, and then come down and form your right shoulder. So you got days and days before that ever happens. Can it happen? Absolutely. Right? It can absolutely happen. But this is a big spot for Bitcoin, and it's at wick high. Trust me. If you close a daily above that, you're probably going to see bullish continuation because that's where the liquidity was. Here, here, and here. Those are your three spots. Thank you. So a daily close above this, a support check and hold. Target will be this swing high. Bullish targets. A failure here will bring the target all the way back down here to support. Let's see here. See how everything TA shows is the truth? Yeah, I know, man. Listen, it is what it is, guys. People like it or people don't. It's for them to decide. I'm all good either way. I do the YouTube to help people. I don't do it because I want to be a YouTube star. I don't need the aggravation of it. But I like helping people. And it's very, very cool that people respect and support me. So I'll keep helping. I know there's going to be a few haters out there. Heating oil tend to run ahead of winter. Yeah, that makes sense because people need more natural gas to heat their houses. And if there's a supply shortage, then yeah. But I'm afraid you're already seeing that priced into the market because you've already had such a massive push higher. Like that swing low was like down in the $3 area. Now you're up at $5, $5.50. So I mean, you've had a pretty decent pricing already. That could have been priced in. So just be careful. XRP depends on lawsuit with SEC. I hope XRP wins, but I'll go look at XRP if you want me to. I have no problems with that. XRP USD. It looks exactly like Bitcoin, but it's showing slight bit of weakness. Let's get rid of these drawings because this would be your swing high. I mean, this wick right here basically annihilated any kind of, but this was that Walmart scandal, wasn't it? That fake Walmart day. Man, what a short position that would have been. But yeah, so this, to be honest, that's where your stops are. But if you see how Bitcoin's already traded above this swing, XRP hasn't. So XRP showing weakness in regards to Bitcoin. So, I mean, you're trading above daily resistance. So watch your price action, what's going on currently for like the last few days. You are seeing a bullish pop. You did get above your resistance level. You are trading into some more support or resistance. So see what happens here. Do you close above 104 or do you close below it today? You close below it, then you could probably look for a pullback down to this old support or old resistance here and see if that level holds a support. Right? We never know where support or resistance will be. We have to let price tell us, but we have a pretty good idea where it might be. PK with a super chat. Thank you so much. I love your analysis in a straight, humble, no BS way you present it. Thank you. Thank you, my friend, for the support. As always, you've been around since the beginning, so thank you for that. Could you tell me your view on Holo? I'm not sure what that is. I did just skip a bunch of questions to come all the way down to the bottom. So, if futures trading BOFA, it should not affect crypto near as much if they were holding spot and forced to liquidate. I'm not sure if you're talking to me or if you're talking to someone else, my friend. BOA approved crypto futures trading for high clientele, and they have developed research team Chapter 13 motion for relief in Utah set for October 20th. Yeah, there are a couple other things happening too. You got Bitcoin getting ready to possibly get an ETF. I think the first vote is in November for one company and stuff like that. So, I mean, that technically could be buy the rumor and sell the news. So, buy Bitcoin going into the ETF, sell it if it gets up to it. Or when you get to it, if they agree to it or whatnot. It's impossible to know what price is going to do. This is why I rely on my technical analysis, because it helps. And I'm patient. If I don't have a good beat on what the market's doing, then I'll leave it alone. There's no point in risking money if I can't see what I think may be occurring. I'm 15 minutes behind. Does joining your channel give me access to your Discord? No, it does not, my friend. It does. The $5 level will give you access to a live stream every Sunday at 11 o'clock. But in that live stream, I go over like very important stuff. Like whatever you guys want me to talk about, I talk about it. You guys are the audience for those. To be honest with you, man, I don't talk about my Discord and all that stuff because it just, like, I only set it up for a few people that weren't CTM. CTM community members already have access to me because I'm in CTM all the time. But a few people didn't want to join CTM, but they did want to join a Discord. So I had to put a price point on it because I stay so busy answering questions all day. So I had to hide it behind a paywall. But the links are in the description if you want to join the Discord. I do call out trades, and not all of my trades and stuff like that. It's not a signal service. But I do help people get their bearings when they're trying to learn how to analyze price. And we do call out trades in there. Some victorious and some not. Holo chain. HOLO chain. Let's go with Tether, maybe. Hot. Is that what you're talking about? This here. Hot USDT. I know it was very, very on fire not a long time ago, right? When Bitcoin, or when cryptos were absolutely going to the moon, you could just put a YouTube video together and write the word Bitcoin in a thumbnail and you get 5,000 views in the first 5 minutes. People were crazy back when this was happening. So yeah, it's cooled off a lot. But you have gotten a bounce out of support, just like Bitcoin and the other cryptos. I mean, they generally do about the same things. If you line up this selling off, it'll line up pretty good with Bitcoin's. So whatever Bitcoin does, so goes these things. In most cases, not all, but in most. So you're coming into a Heath level, or aka supply zone, also known as supply zone. Right now, you're testing it. A close above that level at 0.009508. You could be looking for a resistance test. Resistance is up at 1 cent up here. Why doesn't that work when I click it? Like there's resistance. Definitely wouldn't be buying it into this. Right? If you want to buy it at a support. Learn to trade like that. Learn to buy the ranges. Right? You can't do nothing here. This is a big monster breakout. But in this, all of this, you could have taken entries at any time. You could have taken an entry when this was tested. Well, it wasn't tested. So you move it up, find the next area of support. Here it is. So anytime price trades into support, that's where you're looking to take bullish entries. Here's another chance there. But you definitely don't want to do it up here because the move has happened already. And in fact, you could be seeing this thing pull back. You're testing daily supply. Right? That's what a daily supply test looks like intraday. Nice big strong wick above it, but now you're back below it. So the close in an hour will be important. How long have we been going? Hour and 14 minutes? Alright, I'll have to start wrapping it up pretty soon here. Let's see here. Where was I just at? This channel is a true gem. Thank you so much, Marie, for that compliment. Now it'd be a good time to buy ETH? No, absolutely not. I'm looking for Bitcoin to do what it wants to do for the next day or two. then we'll be looking for entries. Right now, it's a set on your hands and wait. Can we have a look at Flocky Weth? It's Elon's new dog name. What is it, an NFT? I don't know if I can pull it up, but I'll try. Floki Weth, wrapped ether on Uniswap. Yeah, and it looks like people are buying it because of that. I don't trade these things, guys. I don't trade NFTs. I don't trade anything because I need liquidity, right? I can't trade anything that's not liquid. I don't like massive slippage, and I don't like just getting partial fills and all that garbage. I hate it. It drives me crazy. It makes it more difficult to yeah, it's a lot easier to trade stuff with. This is disgusting, right? Look where I got my magnet tool on, and it goes all the way down to that 48, and I'm not even close to it. It's just, this is crazy. It's moving higher, though. I mean, if you want to take a gamble on it, that's all you're doing. You're straight gambling. Just know that. Mitigate your risk. Breaking out today. All right, let me go look at NZD/USD for Wehrmacht. NZD/USD. Let's get rid of the E. Put the S in there, might help. Let's see, what are we doing on the open today? We're seeing a little bit of a bullish pop, but you're coming off of a pretty big down week last week. These are pretty good sized bearish candles. So when this happens, you're basically looking for a resistance touch. Now, the thing to notice on this asset is you didn't even get all the way down to support, but you have taken out multiple support levels to the downside. If you were looking for a fib level from this swing this swing low to this swing high, you're well below all your major fib levels, the 618, even probably the 7. You're probably even down below that. So you're seeing a bounce, but chances are it's going to get sold into. Your RSI is showing bearish momentum. Right now it's showing a bit of bullish momentum, but anytime you're below the 50, you got to be careful. The only reason you're bouncing now is because of the 200 moving average. The 200 moving average. And I did, so this is just the 200 moving average. These are EMAs. All your EMAs are above price. So look for a resistance test. Next spot that I would look for a resistance would be here at 0.69732. See if that level holds as resistance. If you do get a rejection there, then maybe price will continue to the downside from there. But right now, there's nothing to do on it. There might be some intraday levels, but it's highly unlikely because of that massive. I mean, that candle, that range expansion was quick. So you can see there are no levels in that. So price is just going back up to take out any inefficiency in there. So, yeah, you might get a bounce up to there. It can hold here too, though, because you do have 2-hour candles here. So this was an area. Just, watch resistance and support. I generally don't look for entries on Sundays. I generally wait until Monday to see what goes. Right? Seeing pretty big bullish move on Euro as well on the open. This is the opening candle. You've already taken out that swing high. So, I mean, this thing sold off pretty hard last week, so I'm expecting a pullback. We didn't get any pullback levels on the Euro, but this is basically the same as the pound. This bearish range expansion just happened in the last week. So this thing basically traded sideways at this support, on the quarterly support and the quarterly resistance. It basically traded in between that tiny zone for the whole 3 months. You only started to get the actual expansion for the last week. So you could look for a test back up to there, 1.17308. See if that level see if you start to get a bit of selling back there. All right. You could check this area as well if you wanted to, because it is an old support level. It did hold price until this day here. And when you lost that, look at this slight retest of it, straight down. But this was momentous, right? A lot of people were selling that, not just me. I don't move the markets, not Forex. No way. It takes billions of dollars to make them things move. But it's been trading in a range like since the beginning of the year, 2021. Been bouncing, boom, 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 boom. This is the first time we actually got below it all. Whoop. So yeah, a retest could be coming. And remember, you got below this swing low and this swing low. So the high probable short to the downside has already transpired. Target profits should have been taken there on that push lower. So now you're probably going to see a bounce and a bit of sideways trading for a while until it gets a little bit of discovery going on. Wow, you guys are quick. Where was that at? I was just looking at it and there's already 15 more comments. There we go. Hot is a ticker for our whole chain. Yeah, that's what we just looked at. Didn't we? Hot USD. That's what I just looked at. Yeah, we just looked at it. That's what you're going to be watching here. This is going to be your weekly range more than likely. May get above that, may get below it, right? But this is going to be where you're looking. This is going to be an important week. Not today's close, next week's close. I don't bank with Bank of America. Oh, you're not talking to me because neither do I. 4 BTC ETF approvals are set to happen mid-November through mid-December. If they are approved, then this can cause a parabolic move that is predicted for that time. What do you think? Parabolic move to the upside? Yeah, it could. It could, because that's the all the models that all the bulls are talking about right now, 4-year cycles and every other bullish model out there that's showing Bitcoin going much higher and we're only in mid-cycle. It fits that narrative, right? And it would. Because they'll buy it up in front of big news events. So you could see all-time highs this year, guys. I'm not saying that the top is in. I have not called a top on Bitcoin. I simply tell you what to be aware of, what your risks are in the market. And there is a possibility that you have seen the top. There's also a possibility that you do see a new all-time high. But if it's going to happen, it needs to happen by the end of December. Because like you said, that's when those ETFs will get the decision. If the decision is yes, there's going to be multiple ETFs that you can trade through Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, all these other American brokers that now will allow people to trade an ETF without actually physically having to open up a crypto account to purchase Bitcoin. That's when the selling will occur. And if you get your parabolic move to the upside, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Just be looking for that. Be safe, guys. Just manage your risk. That's all you can do. That's all I can do. That's all any of us can do. Look for high probable entries and manage your risk in case it's the wrong way. All right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up because I got to cook some dinner. You guys have a fantastic evening. If you have any questions whatsoever, after YouTube gets done processing the live video, you can drop it in the comment section below. I always answer and try to respond to each comment as it seems to keep the trolls at bay or the scammers when I respond to everything. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just drop it down there and I will answer it as soon as I get a chance. For the rest of you guys, you know how to get a hold of me. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading, everybody.